You're riding home after dark. Oncoming high beams lock your vision. You know you should look away, but your eyes will not move. You are staring straight at the light, and you feel your bike drifting left toward the car. That is target fixation, and it is one of 12 ways night riding rewires your brain to kill you. Here is the lie everyone tells you. Just ride slower at night, and you will be fine. That is garbage. Riding slower does not fix the fact that your depth perception is shot, your peripheral vision has collapsed, and your judgment is running on fumes. The real problem is not the darkness, it is the specific, predictable mistakes you make because of it. I am breaking down 12 fatal errors that turn night rides into statistical probabilities. You are making at least 3 of them right now. Let's start with the one that is probably sitting on your face. Mistake number 1, the tinted visor delay. You're cruising into sunset with your dark shield down. The light's fading, but you tell yourself you can still see fine. Then, suddenly it is full dark, and you are squinting through what is basically sunglasses at midnight. Your pupils are fighting to dilate behind tinted plastic. You have just added critical milliseconds to your reaction time, the difference between swerving around debris and eating pavement. I have watched riders do this for years. They keep the dark visor down because stopping to swap it feels like admitting defeat. Meanwhile, their eyes are straining so hard, they are getting tension headaches, and they cannot see the pothole that is about to swallow their front wheel. The brutal math is simple. At 60 miles per hour, you are covering 88 feet per second. If that tinted visor cost you even half a second of reaction time, you have traveled 44 feet blind. That is the length of a school bus. Mistake number 2, headlight stare. This is the one that almost got you in the opening. Oncoming high beams hit your retinas and your eyes lock on. You know you should look at the road edge or the lane line, but you cannot stop staring at the light. It is not weakness, it is biology. Your visual system is hardwired to track bright objects in darkness. Here is where it gets stupid. Target fixation does not just blind you temporarily, it pulls you toward whatever you are looking at. Stare at the oncoming car, and your hands unconsciously steer toward it. You drift left, the car drifts right. You are both closing distance, and neither of you realizes it until you are in the same lane. Accident reports are full of this pattern. Head-on collisions at night where both riders swear the other person crossed the center line. Neither one did. They both just followed their eyes straight into each other. Here is the fix. Force your eyes to the right edge line. Look at the white stripe, not the headlight. Consciously relax your grip and keep your chin pointed where you want to go. I have caught myself drifting toward high beams more times than I will admit. This technique works. Mistake number 3, peripheral vision collapse. Your headlight creates a cone of visibility. Everything outside that cone might as well not exist. But here's the problem. Your brain does not register the blind spots. You are riding down a dark road convinced you can see everything, while deer, pedestrians, and chunks of blown tire are lurking just outside your light beam. The worst part is how confident you feel. Your central vision is locked on the illuminated road ahead, so your brain tells you everything is fine. Then, something moves at the edge of your cone. A dog, a drunk, a shopping cart, and you have zero time to react because you never saw it coming. These 3 mistakes share the same root cause. Your visual system is lying to you. It is taking incomplete information and filling in the gaps with assumptions. At night, those assumptions are wrong. Your eyes tell you the road is clear when it is not. They tell you that car is farther away than it is. They tell you that corner is gentle when it is actually tightening. It is like strapping a kindergartner to your gas tank and asking them to navigate. Except the kindergartner is your own compromised visual cortex, and you are trusting it with your life at 70 miles per hour. But it is not just what you cannot see, it is what your brain does with the little information it gets. Mistake number 4. The corner deception. You are approaching a turn you have taken 100 times in daylight. Your headlight beam hits the entrance and everything looks normal. You commit to your usual entry speed. Then, halfway through, the corner tightens and your light beam reveals the real radius, way sharper than you thought. Now you are target fixating on the guardrail, trying not to panic brake mid-lean. The problem is, your headlight flattens everything. It eliminates the depth cues your brain uses to judge distance and curvature. That gentle sweeper looks like a 90-degree wall. That sharp turn looks manageable until you are already committed. Your light beam only shows you 15 degrees of arc at a time, so you're constantly discovering the corner as you are already in it. I have seen riders who could carve canyons blindfolded in daylight turn into rigid, terrified statues at night on the same roads. It is not skill, it is physics. Your visual system needs contrast, shadows, and depth to calculate speed and radius. At night, you get a flat circle of light and your brain's best guess. The math just does not work. If you are entering corners at your daytime pace, you are gambling that your headlight's version of reality matches the actual road. Sometimes you win, sometimes you do not, and the guardrail wins. The fix: enter slower than day pace, delay your turn in slightly, and flip to high beam when there is no oncoming traffic. That extra light reach gives you the depth cues your brain needs. I still get surprised by corners I know cold. Slowing down buys you the reaction time to correct. Mistake number 5. Fatigue acceleration. You think you are fine. You've been riding for 2 hours, the same as you do on Sunday afternoons. But night riding burns through your mental reserves 3 times faster than daylight. Your brain is working overtime to process limited visual information, to compensate for reduced depth perception, and to maintain threat scanning with only half the data. That cognitive load adds up fast. What feels like mild concentration in the first 30 minutes becomes exhausting tunnel vision by the second hour. Your decision-making starts to lag. You miss exits. You forget to check mirrors. You stop scanning intersections properly because your executive function is running on fumes. Here is what happens next. You approach a situation that requires a split-second decision: a car merging, debris in your lane, a pedestrian stepping out. Your exhausted brain takes an extra beat to process it. That beat costs you the reaction window. You brake late, you swerve the wrong way, or you freeze completely. Studies show mental fatigue impacts judgment before it impacts motor skills. You will feel physically fine right up until you make a catastrophically stupid decision and cannot figure out why. Mistake number 6. The invisible rider complex. You are following a car at night. Your headlight is on. You assume the driver sees you in their mirror, so you ride closer than you would in daylight. Maybe you filter through stopped traffic. Maybe you pass on a 2-lane road without your usual safety margin. Then, the car changes lanes directly into you, or pulls a U-turn across your path. The driver swears they never saw you. They are not lying. Your headlight is a single point of light in their mirror. It does not register as a motorcycle. It looks like a car far behind them. Their brain categorizes it as distant and irrelevant. They check their mirror, see your light, dismiss it, and execute their maneuver directly into your front wheel. The worst part is you handed them the knife. You rode like you were visible when every piece of accident data says you are not. Drivers do not see motorcycles in daylight with full visual information. At night, you are a ghost with a flashlight, and you are betting your life that they will suddenly develop better observation skills in the dark. These 3 mistakes share the same flaw. Your brain is making confident decisions based on corrupted data. You think you are calculating corner speed correctly. You think you are alert and focused. You think drivers see you. You are wrong on all three counts, and the consequences are catastrophic. Speaking of equations that do not work, let us talk about the emergency stop delusion. Mistake number 7, emergency stop delusion. Your low beam often reaches about 300 feet in ideal conditions. At 60 miles per hour, your stopping distance, reaction time plus braking can exceed that. You are already riding faster than you can stop for what you can see. Most riders do not do this math. They follow the car ahead at their normal 2-second gap, completely ignoring the fact that their visibility just got cut in half. If that car slams on the brakes for something in the darkness ahead, you're going to rear-end them before your brain even registers what is happening. I have seen the aftermath of these crashes. I have seen riders who swear they were paying attention, who followed at what they thought was a safe distance, who were riding responsibly. Then, a deer jumps out, the car ahead locks up, and the rider plows into their trunk at 40 miles per hour because they literally could not see the threat until it was too late. The real kicker is this delusion extends to everything. You are not just following too close, you are riding too fast for every situation. That dark patch ahead could be water, oil, gravel, or a truck tire carcass. You will not know until you are on top of it. And by then, physics has already decided your fate. If you cannot stop within what you can see, you are not riding, you are gambling, and the house always wins eventually. Mistake number 8, the pothole ambush. That shadow on the road ahead looks like nothing. It could be a stain, a shallow dip, or nothing at all. You maintain speed. Then, your front wheel drops into a crater deep enough to swallow a basketball. Your suspension bottoms out, and you fight to keep the bike upright while your rim bends into a taco. Road damage that is visible and avoidable in daylight becomes invisible mines at night. Your headlight beam washes out depth. Potholes, expansion joints, and pavement edges all flatten into the same gray surface. You are scanning for threats, but your visual system cannot distinguish between safe road and catastrophic damage until you are already committed. The worst part is the speed factor. In daylight, you see the pothole from 200 feet out and adjust your line. At night, you see it from 30 feet out while traveling at 60 miles per hour. You have zero time to react. You either hit it square or you swerve violently and hope you don't lose traction. Mechanics love night riders. Every Monday morning, they are replacing bent rims, blown fork seals, and cracked wheels from riders who came out of nowhere and hit something. The something was always there. You just could not see it until it was destroying your suspension. Mistake number 9, drunk driver blind spot. It's 11 p.m. on a Friday night. That car ahead is drifting between lanes, slowing down for no reason, then accelerating erratically. Every rider knows what this means, an impaired driver. But most riders do not adjust their behavior enough. You need to treat drunk drivers like a moving explosive device. Give them 3 times your normal following distance. Do not pass them on 2-lane roads. Do not assume they will stay in their lane. Do not trust their turn signals. Do not believe they see you. Impaired drivers have zero predictability and zero awareness. They will brake randomly, swerve into your lane, or execute a turn directly across your path with no warning. Accident reports show these crashes happen even when the rider saw it coming. They saw the erratic behavior, but they did not create enough space for the inevitable disaster. The problem compounds at night because you cannot see inside their car to confirm they are drunk. You are making probability judgments based on driving patterns, and by the time you are certain, they have already drifted into your lane. These 3 mistakes are financial ambushes waiting to happen. Every night ride is a probability calculation, and these errors stack the odds against you. Then, there is the whole mess of what is happening to your body. Mistake number 10, the cold shoulder. You left the house at 7 p.m. when it was 70 degrees. Now it is 10 p.m. and 55 degrees, and you are shivering so hard your clutch hand is cramping. Your fingers are stiff on the brake lever. Your shoulders are locked up trying to generate heat. Your fine motor control just walked off the job. Temperature drops 15 to 20 degrees after sunset, and it happens faster if you are riding through elevation changes or near water. Most riders do not pack for it because they are not planning a long ride. Then they end up 30 miles from home, freezing, with muscles that will not respond properly to emergency inputs. I have watched riders go down in situations they would handle easily in daylight simply because their cold hands could not modulate the brake lever smoothly. They grabbed too hard, locked the front wheel, and ate pavement. The crash report lists rider error. The real cause was hypothermia stealing their coordination. The stupid tax here is cheap. Pack a wind layer and thin glove liners. Wind chill is what kills your hands. A lightweight jacket costs $50. The alternative is shivering your way into a target fixation episode because you're too cold to think straight. Mistake number 11, gear complacency. You're wearing all black because it looks good. Black helmet, black jacket, black pants, black boots. Zero reflective material. You are a high-speed shadow, completely invisible to every car on the road. Drivers already do not see motorcycles. You just made it exponentially worse by camouflaging yourself against the night. That car changing lanes is not checking for you. They are checking for headlights and taillights. Your black gear blends perfectly with the darkness between those lights. You are depending entirely on your headlight for visibility. And we have already established drivers do not process single lights as motorcycles. The math is brutal. Reflective material can make you visible much farther away in low light. That is not marketing. That is physics. Light hits reflective material and bounces straight back to the source. A car's headlights can pick you up from hundreds of feet out instead of 50 feet. But riders skip it because reflective gear does not look cool. They would rather be invisible and stylish than visible and alive. Look, I get it. I have made that choice too. But every close call changes the equation. Mistake number 12, following the leader. You are riding with a group at night. The lead rider knows the route, so you are just following their taillight. You stop scanning independently. You trust their judgment on speed, spacing, and hazards. You are basically riding blind, letting someone else make your survival decisions. Then the lead rider misses something, for example, a pothole, an oil patch, or a car pulling out. They swerve around it at the last second. You do not see the hazard until you are on top of it because you were not scanning, you were following. Now you are making an emergency maneuver with zero preparation time. Group rides amplify every mistake we have covered. Target fixation on the bike ahead, reduced following distance, peer pressure to maintain pace, the assumption that the leader sees everything. It becomes a cascading failure where one rider's error can take down the whole group. The worst part is how these 12 mistakes stack. You might be wearing dark gear while following too close, with a tinted visor down, fatigued, cold, and trusting the rider ahead to spot hazards your collapsed peripheral vision cannot detect. Each mistake multiplies the others. You are not just riding at night, you are operating a failure cascade on two wheels. Night riding doesn't just reduce visibility. It rewires your decision-making, corrupts your visual system, and turns your body against you. Which of these have you caught yourself doing? Drop a comment and let me know. Hit subscribe so we can keep building a safer riding community together.